2 years ago, the job market felt impossible. I was in the thick of it. I poured everything into applications and presentations and take-home assignments and interviews 120 companies later, and what did I get? I got rejected from Match.com, I got rejected from Yelp, I had hiring freezes at Twilio, Vacasa, and also, of course, a lot of ghostings. It was like every door was slamming shut and I could not catch a break. And here we are 2 years later, and let me tell you, the market has changed again. So I decided to do a deep analysis on what has changed so you don't have to. In this video, I'm gonna dive into where we're headed, what this might mean for all of us UXers, and how you're gonna adapt to it. Spoiler alert, I'm not going to be talking about overhiring or course correcting the market and how it's oversaturated, yada yada, because that stuff is overplayed. I overplayed it.
Is it me? Am I the drama? I don't think I'm the drama. Maybe I am.
So I've definitely talked about that before, but that is the point because, honey, my stance has changed. So stick around because boy, do I have some surprises for you. So we all know that layoffs, rejections, ghostings, those are all still somewhat always happening. That is old news. But along with that, I went on a hunt to figure out what else has changed in the UX job market. So let's break that down into 4 parts. Also, do not forget to click subscribe down there. You know you want the algorithm to show you all the goods, so click that subscribe button. Give the people what they want. All right, let's get into it. The first thing I notice is the increase in internships, not only in smaller organizations, but also in FANGs. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, Mimi, I'm not a 21-year-old crushing top ramen and playing beer pong on a Wednesday night. Like, let's get it together. I know, but hear me out. This is actually very good news. Why? Because 2 years ago, these internships did not exist. Not only did they not exist, but FANG companies like Google or Meta actually hired interns but then rescinded their offer 2 weeks, if not days before they were supposed to start. But now, they are back, baby.
We are back, baby. We are fucking back. We're back. Classic. We are back.
Now, what does this mean for you? This means that companies are willing to invest in not only young talent, but less experienced talent. These past 2 years, the budgets were tight with these tech companies, and so they poured everything into their senior UX designers. They thought that maybe you get a better bang for your buck by putting everything into seniors versus doing something like entry-level UX designers that might not have the full experience. But clearly something has changed. Maybe either one, senior designers got fed up, they were getting burnt out, they're being spread too thin. I mean, who remembers the quiet quitting era? And 2, maybe the economy is easing up on pressures, and now things that used to be a luxury for companies like internships are now coming back and they can afford those luxuries. I genuinely think this is a good thing because don't they say all ships rise with the tide? I'll clue you in on a little secret. If one tech company starts doing something, the rest will follow.
Sheeple, sheeple, sheeple.
That's already a significant improvement in my book. Second thing I noticed is that interest is down. And when I say that, I am not talking about home prices, so let me explain. I recently went on to Google Trends to figure out how often people were searching for UX design jobs or UX designer jobs or product design jobs. And interestingly enough, the search interest has dropped significantly since the beginning of the year. Now, I'm no mind reader, I do not have a crystal ball, but that could maybe mean a few things. One theory that I have is all of the scary headlines about layoffs, hiring freezes, oversaturation, that could have spooked a lot of people. And they might be thinking, why even try anymore because it's a serious wasteland out there. But of course, if you're one of them, I mean, you're not 100% wrong. It has been rough out there, but it might not be as cutthroat as it used to be. So if you're really passionate about getting a new job or a new career into UX design, don't let the fear hold you back. Because who knows, this might be one big old test from the higher powers above. All right, number 3 is pivot strategically. I've noticed a lot of open positions in certain industries like government, healthcare, finance, and you know what all of them have in common? They're kind of recession-proof. And I'm no economist, okay? I don't know what's gonna happen to gas prices. I don't know what's gonna happen to my oat milk costs. I don't know what's gonna happen to America. But what I can say is if you are spooked out by everything that's going on and you want to take a less riskier route into getting a UX design job, then go somewhere where there's going to be a demand in UX regardless of how uncertain the times are. And right now, it's more important than ever to apply intentionally because I have noticed a ton of scam and ghost postings. If you don't know, ghost postings are actually job listings that companies put up without the intention of actually hiring anyone. And they're often used to like gauge interest or understand like what salaries are gonna hit with people or like create a talent pool just in case. It's pretty rude. And I know applying to these jobs can be so frustrating and they can be a time suck. So just make sure you're really doing your research and choosing jobs that really align with your goals. So really do some thinking around what kind of industries are essentially recession proof. You know, things like groceries, alcohol, cigarettes. Now that is a starter kit if I've ever seen one. Now this thing that I noticed while I was looking at how the job market changed was a big one and it was everywhere. And I hate to say it, I really, really do, but number 4 is AI. Don't leave because I know you're gonna be intimidated and you might think like, dude, I don't have time for any of this. I have to start applying to jobs, but hear me out. There are so many job postings asking for qualified designers who work with AI. Now, there is a huge distinction that you need to know about because they are not asking for designers who know how to use AI tools, like how to use ChatGPT to do design work. I'm talking about designers that have actually worked on prompt engineering or know how to design within the confines of AI limitations and its volatility. And I know exactly what you're thinking. You're probably like, thanks so much for putting something on my plate. Like,
The avocado. Thanks.
but don't look at this as a roadblock. Look at this as an opportunity to stand out. I know working with AI can be very hard to come by, especially if you're an aspiring designer. So I'm gonna give you an alternative instead. And with that, I'm gonna throw in data-driven design. Now, data-driven design has existed for years and years, but I think there's been a massive increase for the need of designers who truly understand how to design data-informed. With the AI boom, more and more companies are needing designers who truly understand how to analyze data and leveraging that data to understand what kind of AI features they need to prioritize in their backlog. Not only that, but once the AI feature goes out, they're really needing designers who are going to do a good look back on analyzing data on how to improve that feature as well. I'll be really honest here, I have not seen any AI courses, but I do know that Design Lab has a data-driven course. And I know you're thinking, well, I don't have access to any business data right now or any user data at this point, so why would this course help me? One of the hardest parts about data-driven design is not actually like the data itself, but more so understanding the common challenges that you and your team will come up against and understanding when to leverage data. I mean, I wholeheartedly can admit that I struggle with data too. 6 years in as a product designer and I still have so much to learn, so I could definitely benefit from using a course like this. Every single designer that I know that is really good at data, they're truly rock stars and they're honestly kind of hard to come by, so this is truly a good way to stand out. If you are interested in the course, I do have a link in my description below. You do get $100 off and it helps support this channel so I could continue to give free content, so check it out. All right, friends, don't forget to subscribe, and in this next video, I talk about what you're supposed to do if there are no jobs to apply to. I know, you're like, what is this wizardry? What is this magic? So don't be a sitting duck and get your butt over there, and if you know what's good for you, skip to 556. Bye!